Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. So I figured since I haven't done a face mask in a few days that I would do one and kind of chit chat about some stuff that's been going on with me. Sorry if my voice is a little rough. I haven't been feeling the greatest. I'm going to be mixing the Burgese Purification Mud Mask and the Origins Retexturizing Mask with Rose Clay. They both have kaolin clay in them. I just kind of need the benefits of both masks right now on my face. So for those of you who saw my community post the other day, I haven't been feeling that great. I had a migraine that lasted about 72 hours. And then I had it was almost like my brain was running through the mud for 2 days after that. And then something that Dad and I ate made me and him both sick. So I dealt with that for 2 days. And I don't want to call it food poisoning because, I didn't have all the symptoms of food poisoning. I didn't have fever or anything like that. But I had upset stomach and nausea and all the other lovely effects that go with that kind of thing. And so I dealt with that. So you figure a migraine for 3 days, and then I had a 24-hour break, and then next thing I knew I was cramping really bad and couldn't figure out why. And I asked my dad and I said, Dad, have you been feeling okay, or have you had any problems lately? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, have you had any bathroom problems lately? He's like, oh yeah, I don't know what the hell we ate, but it was tearing me up last night. And I'm like, oh, thank God it's not just me. Because I do eat stuff different than my dad, but it had been the weekend, so I knew that he had been home, or at least we had had the same thing Friday night, and then Saturday I started feeling like crud. And so Saturday, most of Saturday and Sunday, I felt like roadkill. So we talked about it for a minute, and I was like, I don't know if it was something that we ate or something that I made, or, because I had made a cake, a devil's food chocolate cake kind of thing, 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, and we still had a couple pieces of that left. And we both ate a piece Friday night with a scoop of ice cream. And then Saturday morning when I came out, it looked like my brother had moved it for whatever reason. It wasn't where I had left it, and it was uncovered, and there was a spot of grain mold on one of the last remaining pieces. So needless to say, what was left of the chocolate cake went to the rats. So I don't know if it was that made us sick or what. And I used to work in a bakery, so I know how to handle that kind of stuff. So it's not it didn't have any milk in it, but it did have egg. And then I got to thinking maybe it was the roast that I had made, or maybe it was eating too many black olives, or the cranberry sauce that I made a meal Friday. Because my dad was on call, and he ended up being the on-call supervisor all weekend because the lady that usually does it was sick, which is his direct boss. So he was on-call supervisor. He was on call most of last week. Some stuff broke at the airport, so he was out. He wasn't getting home until 10, 11 o'clock at night, and he's usually in bed at the latest by 11:30 at night. So he would literally get up at 5:30 in the morning, be out of the house by 6, work all day, come home, and barely have 10, 15 minutes to eat before it's time to shower and go to bed. So I know he eats different stuff during the day than me. And I figured, okay, well, Dad's been killing himself at work. He had massive amounts of overtime. And so I was like, well, I'll go ahead and do this chicken roast that I had pulled a recipe for. And I've been pulling recipes for all kinds of different things lately, trying out new recipes and just things that look intriguing to me that I've never made. A couple months back, we made enchiladas. It was the first time I'd ever had an enchilada. So that was definitely a mouth-opening experience, to say the least. I don't do spicy stuff. It usually bothers me pretty bad. And I can eat rocks and be fine, but spicy stuff, usually I just can't do it. My mouth can't handle it. My stomach is okay with it, but my mouth is like, So, and about a week before I made the chicken roast, I made these wings, and they were supposed to be some sort of like a dry rub barbecue kind of wing that you put in the crock pot and let simmer and season with maple syrup and orange juice, and they were really good. But oh my god, it called for a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, and I should have not even used a quarter of a teaspoon. Needless to say, when I got up the next day after I had, put them on at midnight, because they were supposed to cook for like 6 hours, so I figured they'd be ready and tender and stuff. And I didn't put them on high like it said, I put them on low. So I figured by noon they would be ready to go. Well, the next day when I woke up, my dad was like, did you read the recipe wrong for those wings? And I'm like, no, why? He's like, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to eat them. He's like, I made some rice to go with them. I said, good, because that's what I was going to do anyways, was make some rice to go with the chicken. And he's like, yeah, I honestly don't think you're going to be able to eat these. So I went and pulled a fork out and fished around in the crock pot and got a piece out and stuck it in my mouth, and it was fine at first, and then I swallowed, and then my lips started to burn, and my inside of my mouth started to burn, and my tongue was burning, and I went to the fridge and got the milk jug and unscrewed the cap and went like this. I said, oh, they're not that hot. And I'm like dabbing tears off my face, and my dad looks over at me. He's like, He's like, would you like a glass for your milk, or are you just gonna drink it straight out of the gallon jug? And I was like, no, I'm good right now. I'm good. I was like, holy crap. So he's like, make sure you go back and leave a comment on that recipe, because that's what I've been doing, is when I make something, I go back and I leave a comment on like recommendations that I would have for like modifying it or editing the recipe. He's like, make sure you go back and put that a tablespoon is way too much, that maybe a quarter of a teaspoon or maximum up to a teaspoon would be fine, but a tablespoon was way too much. So my stomach was messed up for that. And then, of course, several days later, I ended up with a freaking migraine. So, it is what it is. So there was that. And then it's Wednesday right now, I think. Yeah, yesterday was trash day. It's Wednesday. And I don't know if it was the fact that I had the migraine for most of last week and then the stomach trouble, but like the first few days of this week have just kind of been like, I go to sleep and I'm asleep for like 3 to 4 hours, and then I wake up and I'm not hungry for the first couple hours that I'm up, and then I'll I'll get a cup of coffee or make a cup of tea or something like that. And then like half an hour after I get done drinking the cup, because I'm kind of slow at drinking because I'm usually multitasking, and about half an hour after I get done with whatever I'm drinking, my stomach goes, okay, now you're hungry. And I go to eat something, and then my stomach gets upset again. And I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. I've tried doing salads. I've tried doing like just regular buttered bread. I've tried plain bread. I've tried rice, because I made rice to go with the chicken that I made Friday. And I was like, man, I don't know what the heck is going on. So I've been dealing with that for a few days. It's like my whole body is just like, and it's hot again. We had like a cold front roll through here in Florida, and it was like 75 for a few days, and now we're back in the 80s again, which is one reason why I'm fanning myself. I'm not fanning myself to dry the mask. I'm fanning myself because I just got out of the shower like 10-15 minutes before I started recording this, and I'm freaking hot. And I don't want to turn on the vent fan, because then that's all you're going to hear instead of me, is you're going to hear so there's no point in running it. And I probably ought to get water going to rinse this off my face since it's dry. But I don't know. It's just been one thing after another, and tomorrow is the 1st, and that's usually when like I do a recap of the Shop My Stash basket. Actually, I pulled this out of the Shop My Stash basket, And this mask was in it, the retexturizing mask. This is like the 5th or 6th time I've used this mask. I've never mixed it with another one, but I know I've mixed this one with another one. So I've got all these like breakouts coming out on my face, and I honestly don't know what's going on. So I need to record that recap video. I've got one more video to record in the BH Cosmetics like 14 looks using both palettes kind of series that I was doing. I've got look 13 and 14 left to record. I did some swatch videos that I've recorded like yesterday or the day before because I just wasn't really feeling good to sit on camera. So I recorded those. What I'm looking for are colors to go in the Irish flag. So I was looking for that Kellyish kind of yellowish green, kind of like a grass green, and then a real vibrant like punchy orange. And I thought for sure that orange in the James Charles palette would work, but I actually found an orange in another palette that I've had since 1997 that actually is closer to the color in the Irish flag. So it is what it is. So I recorded those, and then my friend Nicola, who I just posted a video Friday, the candy swap video, because I was sick for several days. I didn't get a chance to edit it, and we recorded it like the Saturday before, and my friend Chris was like, oh, you just ate too much candy, that's why you were sick. And I'm like, we ate the candy Saturday like afternoon, evening-ish, and I didn't get my migraine until like Tuesday morning. He's like, well, maybe it was just too much sugar. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't have taken 48 hours to almost 72 hours to hit me if I was having like a sugar rush kind of thing. It just didn't make sense to me. So I got that edited, I think Thursday or Friday maybe Wednesday or Thursday. All I know is that when I went to bed Thursday night, I was uploading that video so I could get it published on Friday. And I finally scheduled it. I was able to get it, description box, that kind of stuff done for it when I got up Friday morning, and then it went up that afternoon at 5. And I missed like 2 days of uploads. Like I had videos that were uploaded that were just needing information in the description boxes, but I was just feeling like crap so bad that I was at my computer for a couple of hours and then I would go back to bed. So there was no like point in me trying to get videos up. And I've noticed that I've had people telling me that when I premiere a video, they get notifications for it. But then if I don't click premiere on the video, they're not getting any notifications. So I stopped premiering the videos, and I was premiering the videos, and what it does is it allows you to talk to me live while the video is first airing. And so you have this really neat like live chat feature. Even though you're watching a recorded video, it's not live, but I am sitting in chat the whole time, like talking to people. And let me run the water again to rinse this off. So I had asked the other day about whether or not you guys wanted me to do like a live stream, and I actually had somebody I don't even know. I don't know if they're a subscriber or not. They just all of a sudden started following me. And I had asked if you guys, my regular subscribers, wanted me to do like a live stream, just kind of chit chat thing. And it was beautiful out both days. And I was willing to go sit outside and enjoy the weather for the, 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever that I was live streaming. And the one guy sent me a message and he's like, worry about your health and not your videos, and don't worry about going and live streaming. And I don't know, it's just the way that it was worded, I kind of took it the wrong way. And I don't know if he was being rude or snotty or what. I don't know, I wasn't feeling good. And then my stomach started hurting again about the normal time that I would have gone live. So I ended up going back to bed. And one of the days where I was planning on live streaming, I ended up in somebody else's live stream for almost 2 hours. And then they privatized the live stream. So even though the link to it is on my community tab for those that wanted to go see it, if you weren't there watching while we were live, you didn't get a chance to see it, which I don't like. That's one reason why I leave my live streams up, is so that just in case somebody misses it, they can go and watch it later. They can go and see like things I've discussed, or Bubby, where are you going? My cat's in here with me. Bub, you looking at the mirror? Okay. He's going away on my laundry. But I want to be able to leave my live streams up. So just in case somebody did miss it, they can go and watch it later. And I know my friend Michael, he says that, you know, like he works, and sometimes he works first shift, sometimes he works second, sometimes he works third shift. Or sometimes he's got family obligations. So I always leave my live streams up and public so that anybody can go back and watch them. I think there's only 2 I've put on private, and that's only because I was testing settings for the Streamlabs OBS systems, and I was trying to make sure that my voice and my video settings were right. And I mean, they're a minute or less. So those are the only 2 live streams that I have that are private. Or maybe I've deleted them. I don't think they had any views. So if they didn't have any views or anything on them, most likely they got deleted. But it was just me trying to like get the settings up and ready. So it's not like it's a big deal that I deleted them or made them private. All the other live streams that I've done, gaming and stuff, they've stayed public, or any of the other live streams where I've been on a live stream for several hours, those are public as well. So I try and leave things up. I'm not one to like delete. I have been deleting some rather unusual comments off my channel lately. Some that are like not so cool. So I might do a video on those. It's just kind of like inappropriate things you don't want somebody you don't know to say to you. And even if you do know somebody in person, I wouldn't want people to say that to me ever. So maybe it's just me being a prude. But there's been some like comments lately that I've had to delete that were rather inappropriate. So it's just kind of all this stuff that I've been dealing with, and my face is like freaking out. I've got a breakout here on my nose. I've got a breakout here and here. I've got 2 right here on my jawline, and I've got 1 over here that's finally healed that was on my jawline, and I've got like 1 here. I think I've got 1 up, yeah, 1 right here. But they're like, oh, I got 1 here too and 1 here. But it's like all of a sudden they're just all cropping up, and I knew I needed to do a sheet mask. Not 1, because I wasn't feeling good, and 2, because I've been kind of stressed out about stuff lately. And I don't know if you can tell from like my videos or like my demeanor, but I'm a real kind of chill person. I'm one of those, Dad's screaming at his video game again. Okay, he's cussing. Dad, it's just a video game. I'm like, Dad, it's just a video game. Like, seriously? Now, I understand when I get playing my video games and like say I'm in PvP and my heart starts to like thump really fast and your blood gets going and that kind of stuff. But still, my dad's screaming, you cock-sucking son of a... I'm like, Dad? So, yeah. He gets very heated when he's playing World of Warcraft. But it's like, for me, I'm like one of those, it's just a game. It's just, blow it off. But like other things, like little things that people do or say just kind of get under my skin, and they eat at me and eat at me and eat at me until I literally just blow up. And I have a bad tendency to go from normal to German to Irish real quick. And even though I'm more German than I am Irish, it's like my temperature has like different levels. And my dad's like, oh, she's gotten to French. I'm leaving. And he'll literally leave and go outside for like an hour and do stuff in the yard, because if he notices that my temper's like German, where I'm like aggravated and then irritated like by the smallest thing, he's like kind of okay with that. But when the Irish and the Scottish, like this, usually it goes German, Scottish, Irish, and French. And if I get to French, you know you're screwed. It means that I'm so angry that I irritate myself. So it's like I'm a Libra, so I'm pretty much here all the time. And I mean, there are moments when I get like super excited and super like hyped about stuff, but for the most part, I'm like right here. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But like, I have moments where I'm like really excited about things, like when the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palettes came out, like the miniature ones. I was really excited about getting those, and then I saw the colors and I was like, maybe not so much. Or like when I got my BH Cosmetics order in with the Love Signs palette, I like flipped out about that, and I was like, I couldn't wait to do it on film, so I like cut it open, and like I even tried to like rewrap it so it looked like I had not opened it. I was like, screw it, I'll just tell them I opened it. But I couldn't wait to get into it, and it was like ants in my pants and antsy and that kind of stuff. So for the most part, I'm like pretty even keeled, but I do have my ooh shiny moments. And I think that for me, when some things like stress me out, my skin takes like a beating. And so that's not always a good thing. It's either it messes up my stomach because it makes me like overthink things and things just start to churn, and that's not good. Or I like get so upset about something that I like completely forget to eat. And then I'll go like 12 hours, I'll wake up and go the first 12 hours of my awake time and not eat. And then it's almost time for me to like get a shower and go and chill or relax or read a book or whatever. And I'm like, have I eaten today? No. Do I want to eat? Yeah. Am I going to get up and go eat? No. It's just, my give a shit's broken. So it is what it is. I don't know, I figured I would come here and do a detoxifying mask. Maybe that this stuff will pull out of my face a little bit more, and just kind of like explain what has been going on the past week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And if you see this shirt again, it's because it'll probably be in a couple of hours, because I'm not really feeling that great. But I'll be doing the recap of my February Shop My Stash, and then tomorrow I'll have to put everything away and then pull new stuff and do a March Shop My Stash. And it's not that I have to do it, but I kind of like doing them. It's encouraging me to use products that I wouldn't normally have pulled, or things that kind of get pushed to the side or forgotten. So I am enjoying the process of doing the Shop My Stash. And I don't wear makeup every day. Most of the past week and a half, I haven't worn makeup once. So, for the first couple weeks of the month, I was wearing makeup like every day and eyeshadow every day and doing a new video recording every day because I was excited and I was playing with eyeshadow. And then like I'd post the videos and I'd get like 3 views, 9 views. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're not liking this series that I'm recording. I was excited about it and I was hyped about, recording the videos. And then the videos that have been up for the past 3 weeks that are sitting at like 15 views or less, I'm like, okay, I've got almost 4,000 people subscribed to me and I've only got 15 views. That's not very good. So it is what it is. I don't know. I guess even myself, I've kind of taken a backseat to watching some of the people that I used to watch, and I've unsubscribed from quite a few this past week and a half. And one of them is just, I got to the point where every time I saw her on my subscription feed, I just wanted to just throw my phone. And I shouldn't feel that way about watching somebody on YouTube. If I get to that point and I am so irritated by somebody, then that means I need to unsubscribe. And I've done that to 3 different people within the past few days. Like the one girl, I've been watching her for over a year now, and it just got to be the same old. And it's like she would seem happy in her videos, but like every video that she did really was negative, and I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, it's like she put on this like fake happy front, and I can't do that. I can't do it, and I can't stand it, and I can't put up with it. And I was done. By that point, I was done. I was like, unsubscribe. I unfollowed her on Instagram, unfollowed her on Twitter. I was done. That's it. And now all of a sudden, now that I'm not following her on Twitter, I see her tweets pop up in my timeline. I'm like, really? I didn't even see her tweets when I was following her, and now that I'm not following her, all of a sudden I'm seeing her crap. I'm like, no, I'm done. Mute. I'm done. And if I get to that point, I'm done. I don't, once I've made my mind up about something, I might go and reevaluate it later and come back and change my decision. But as of right now, when I'm like to the point where I'm done, finito, finished, like done, there is no changing my mind. There's nothing that this person could do to make me want to go back to watch her channel ever again as of right now. And unless something changes drastically within the next 6 months, I don't think I'll ever watch her again. And you know, same goes with two of the other ones. One of them is a really big YouTuber, and it's like it was the same. Even though it was different stuff, it all seemed like the same, and it always seemed like they were pushing and like they don't ever talk about what they're doing or what they're using or what colors they're using. I don't know, it's just me. Maybe it's just because I haven't been feeling good and everything is just irritating me or what, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Sorry for the long, windy diatribe of the last few weeks of my life and all the unhealthy garbage gut feelings that I've had. And I'm just, I need a detox from like life right now. So it is what it is. I will see you guys in another video. I have been trying to maintain my daily uploads. Like I said, I did miss 2 days, but I've got stuff ready that needs to be uploaded. I've been editing at least 1 video, if not 2 videos a day for the past few days because I haven't been feeling that great. So I've been recording like shorter videos that are easier to edit. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. I will see you guys in another video very soon. And hopefully you guys are having a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.